Tem, parece ver.
Exato.
Mas já a simetria é TH comigo ou não? Tipo, estão a ter demasiadas respostas ligadas no B. Tipo, provavelmente o B já é um bocado estranho. Tipo, no B.
Um bocado estranho. A gente tem a resposta errada no lado.
Sim, mas isso.
Isso tem nota.
Não, mas não é assim.
Well, how actually audio from
This is a mic test. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic test. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic test. 1, 2, 3.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. We are here covering the EUC dress rehearsal today. The contest is in midway actually, and
Yes.
we already have a team that solved all the problems. I'm Duarte, I'm here with Kevin.
So I think we should show the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. We see that one team has solved all the problems. That's quite surprising. Wouldn't you say so, Kevin?
Problem D was actually from previous EUC, and nobody solved it in contest, so it's quite impressive to see a solve in the dress here rehearsal.
Yeah, definitely. We were not expecting a solve so early on problem D. It's very surprising, I would say. Last year it was one of the toughest problems, and it already got 2 solves, I think. But other teams are definitely working on it. Yeah, we have 6 strong answers at the moment to accept it. I'm pretty sure they will continue working on that, but pretty impressive, I would say.
Yes. It seems there is another try, but also wrong answer.
Didn't go through. That's unfortunate. But regarding the other problems, the first 2 were pretty standard, just for the contestants to test their systems. Nothing too fancy. Some numbers multiply numbers. Every contestant here surely knows how to do that very well, right? The last 2 were from the last UC.
Yes.
Were a bit more challenging, but.
Yes, problem C was actually one of the easier problems, I think, from last UC, and well, problem D was one of the hardest.
Yeah, so definitely the teams have solved these problems in preparation for this EUC contest today, so that explains why we are seeing some solves really early. Yeah, now we have 2 teams actually that have solved the full set. And these teams are quite well known, right? There are no beginners in this scene.
University of Novi Sad is the champion from Cirque, and Jagiellonian University was...
Polish teams are always very strong, right?
Yes.
It's a really strong region that they have there. Even in their own regional contests, we see a lot of strong teams, right? So we have obviously quite high expectations for those teams.
Yes, Jagiellonian was the second team at Cirque.
Yeah, so Cirque is surely dominating today's contest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we explain how teams got into EUC?
Definitely, Kevin. You can get started with that.
There are many regional contests. There is, for example, a contest in Portugal, a contest in Spain, and then there is sub-regional contests. There are 4 in Europe. There is the Southwestern sub-regional, the Southeastern sub-regional, the Central sub-regional, and the Northwestern. Then they pick the best 13 teams from every sub-regional, and also without repeating universities, and those teams pass into UC. Some of those teams already qualified for the World Finals, 3 from each regional. And in UC, there are also 4 slots which teams will be competing for.
Yeah, and actually we should say that this championship is something that started only last year, right? It's something that didn't used to happen here in Europe. Now we have this super regional that also qualifies teams from many other sub-regions, right? We would see this disparity between different regions, but now all the teams have the opportunity to compete against each other, so they can so we can see who actually qualifies for the World Finals, right?
Yes, and I think it will be quite interesting. There are some very strong teams in this UC. Of course, not always the preparatory session represents what is going to happen tomorrow.
Of course.
That we only will see tomorrow.
Yeah, and the dress rehearsal is used for teams to test the equipment, test the computer, test the software. But there are certainly some teams that are underperforming on purpose, right? They are just doing their thing. They are not showing their full potential. I think that tomorrow we may have some surprises. Definitely,
Yes.
there are some very strong teams that we see on the scoreboard that may not be on the top 10, let's say, but definitely tomorrow I think that will change.
Yeah.
And we, looking at the scoreboard here, we see that a lot of teams have solved problem A, B, and C, still problem D being solved just by some teams, but we will certainly see some more solves on that. We also have our host university here, University of Porto, with 3 accepted, and they are still trying problem D. Quite impressive, right?
Right.
That's
Another important thing to clarify from the scoreboard is that those stars actually mean first solve,
yeah.
which signifies that these teams were actually the first to solve that specific problem.
Yeah, definitely. We see that the first team was actually not the first to solve problem D. No, it was actually the first one to solve problem D, but they didn't solve the ones that came before in first. So it's quite interesting. Even though they didn't start at the top, they surely made their way there by solving problem D faster than everyone else.
Yes, and it's quite interesting to see what happens in the scoreboard during the actual contest, since most of the first solve teams actually get the top places.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that for this UC as well, we may have some prizes for the first solves.
We do.
Yeah, I think we do. Last year we had a special prize for the first solve of the contest. This year we may.
Of the entire contest.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a prize for that. That was quite interesting. But yeah, we still see that teams are tackling problem D. Yeah, another solve that we have there. But we clearly see that the teams are now mostly working on that problem D that we suspect to be quite hard. Yeah, and we should also say we are here in the beautiful city of Porto. The hosting University of Porto is hosting this beautiful contest. We are here at FEP, the Faculty of Economics. It's the venue that the university chose to host this competition. And we are here in the beautiful city of Porto. Nice, really nice weather today. I think the contestants are having such a nice time here.
Yes, and we also should talk about the ability to view screens. So during the contests, we may also show some screens from the teams that are currently competing. And we are able to see their code and how far or near they are to the solution of a specific problem.
Yeah, and see how they are doing, what they are doing. Well, now the teams that are in the first place surely aren't doing much. They are just enjoying their time there in the venue. They have solved everything. But tomorrow they probably will have a harder time to solve everything, no?
Yes. It is quite interesting to also see the strategies of different teams. So not every team solves by the exact same order. They often vary their order depending on their strengths and weaknesses.
And also the scoreboard, right? The scoreboard gives the teams a lot of important information. And surely teams look at the scoreboard every now and then to know what to do next, right?
Yes, the scoreboard is also an important tool for the teams and their strategies, since if you start seeing some specific problem being solved by many teams, then maybe it is an indication that you should look carefully at that problem.
Yeah, and sometimes interesting things happen that they see that the problem is not being very solved. They assume that the problem is very hard, but then that's not the case, right?
Yes.
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, mainly in those like pretty problems that they have not so difficult solution. If a lot of strong teams in particular, get a lot of wrong answers in the beginning, then all the other teams may think that it's a really hard problem when it's not, right? But looking a little bit at the things that are going on in the contest now, some teams going on problem C, getting some time limits, wrong answers. The first two are just implementation; they are not actual problems. The last two were, as we said, problems from the last UC. But the teams are certainly solving them. Problem C, as you said, Kevin, a bit ago, one of the easiest problems last year, and we can see that now. A lot of teams have solved problem C already.
Yes, and quite some teams have solved problem D. And it's also important to mention about penalty time. So every team can try each problem as many times as they want, but it's not a good strategy to try a specific problem many times, because each time you try a problem and the submission fails because of wrong answer, time limit exceeded, then you get increased 20 minutes of penalty time. And of course, while solving a problem will always give you a better position. If you solve a problem with a large amount of penalty, you will get pushed down the scoreboard and you may lose some positions.
Yeah, definitely. It's important to say that the positions here are calculated based on the number of problems solved. So that's the first tiebreaker. And then the second factor is precisely the penalty.
Yes.
And a lot of the time we see that the winners are decided not based on the number of problems, but actually on penalty.
Yes, and it's quite... I also know that there's also some tiebreakers in the case that two teams get the exact same penalty, but that is very uncommon, since the penalty is the sum of the times of the solved problems plus all the penalties from wrong submissions. So two teams having the exact same penalty number is very rare.
Yeah, it rarely happens, right?
Yes.
So we shouldn't be expecting that to happen today, neither tomorrow. But certainly that's a case that the teams you're organizing have to take into consideration. But yeah, looking at the scoreboard again, multiple submissions on problem D again, and they continue doing so. Yeah. University of Warsaw doing problem D as well.
So maybe we should take a break now.
We will do a short break here, and we will be back with you in any moment. Thank you. Hello everyone, we are back here with the stream of the EUC dress rehearsal. Now we are in the last 10 minutes of the competition.
Yes, and I should remind that now the scoreboard is frozen. It is frozen in the last 30 minutes during the dress rehearsal. And being frozen means that teams may submit solutions, but we do not know the result of their submissions.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But the teams know what happened, correct?
Yes, the teams know the results of their submission, but they do not know what happens to other teams. So that creates a bit of suspense. And during the contest tomorrow, the last hour will have a frozen scoreboard, and during the award ceremony we shall see the final results. So, for example, in the scoreboard that we are seeing now, the yellow submissions mean that they are submitted after the freeze, so we do not know the result.
Yeah, that's true. But actually, when a team submits multiple times, for example, we have a team that submitted 2 times. If they submit the 3rd time, that generally indicates that they didn't get accepted in the first 2 tries, correct?
Yes. Obviously, when you get accepted on the problem, you stop trying that problem. So following submission always means that the last submission failed.
Yeah, definitely. And if a lot of teams start submitting in the last few minutes, if they have a lot of attempts, that generally indicates that they couldn't make it. But we never know until the scoreboard is revealed at the closing ceremony.
Yes, I'm not sure if we'll see the scoreboard of the practice, but I don't think it's too important. The important scoreboard, which is the scoreboard tomorrow, will be revealed during the award ceremony.
Yeah, precisely. The scoreboard that we are is relevant, of course, but most teams use dress rehearsal just to try the system, try the keyboard, check if the data structures that they want to use work in the system, basic things like that. We will have the real competition tomorrow. So by no means it means that the contest is over. It's only starting, right?
Yes, in fact, it's just 8 minutes until the dress rehearsal ends, and we are going to take a break right now.
Yes, we will do a break and we will get back to you later. Thank you.